I had 5 straight wins in a row using just support and resistance level. I know that you must have heard that trading is too complicated and it takes a lot of intelligence to understand trading. But that is a big fat lie. I'm going to show you the trades I actually took here using just support and resistance. That's just to show you that everything works. Everything works. Both your Fibonacci strategy, your order block, your fair value, your liquidity, your buy side, this, blah, 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 blah. They all work. They all work. But the thing that you need to understand is that the more complicated you make your strategy, the more difficult it becomes for you. So the fact that everything works means that you should try as much as possible to keep things very simple. Look at, I've just been trading the support and resistance strategy for a long time now and it works. Imagine me enjoying 5 straight wins in a row. I actually even used that on Bitcoin trade, this same Bitcoin trade here. I caught that trade I think about a month ago when Bitcoin was somewhere around 54K. And then we rode it into 70K, straight win. So that's just to tell you that everything works, okay? So today I'm actually going to take you through let's take it back to the trade setup I actually took on Bitcoin as well that actually worked well. So what I did was I started with the weekly chart and then I took the trade on the daily chart. This is how the weekly actually is, right? And then I just recognize my support and resistance level. All you need to do is just recognize your level. Okay, this is my support, this is my support, this is my resistance. That is all you need. You don't need Fibonacci, you don't need a fair value gap, you don't need liquidity, you don't need order, you don't need anything. Just recognize your support and resistance level and you're fine. The more complicated you make your strategy, the more difficult it is for you to keep up or to consistently keep trading it. Okay? Because what you need to do is look for a strategy that you become consistent in trading that same strategy over and over again. So the last trade I actually took was this one here. After we broke this level here, and then I just took a buy here. I made this my resistance. I'm going to show you the trade on my Telegram channel where I do call out those trades live. Right? So this was, let's do this in red. So this was my support, and this was my resistance. So I'm going to take the replay tool back to somewhere around here. This was where the price was when I actually called this trade. And then I'll take it to the daily time frame for execution. Right? You can see this is a daily. See, that's just it. That's all. This is your resistance level. This is your support level here. And when price was somewhere around here, what did I do? I actually called because now this was actually inside of the support and resistance level. So we had another support and resistance inside of the bigger picture. And this was the smaller support and resistance level I actually used here. This was the resistance. And then this was the support. Although it takes a little bit of subtlety and nuance, right? But as time goes on, when you begin to start trading your support and resistance level, you start recognizing your levels. And then from here, what I intended to do was what price came here as a resistance, came here as a support, came here as a resistance. We had this deviation here from this point here. And now what was I expecting was that once price comes into this level, right? I was expecting to take a buy from here and then targeting this point here, right? So this was the bigger picture. So targeting this resistance to this bigger picture here now, which is at around 70K. So I took this trade somewhere at around September, early September. So let's look at how the trade actually played out. Take this to 3x. Take all of this out. So let's use the replay button now. So you can see this was exactly where I took the trade. I'm going to show you where I called the trade live and everything I said about the trade here. This point here was exactly where I took the trade here. Very exact. and then I took the trade here, putting my take profit here into this 70k, and then my stop loss somewhere around here, right? I targeted about a 4-hour trade. So you can see that this is a support and resistance level inside of the bigger picture. So inside of the bigger picture, we had this what support, right? Support, and this was the resistance. Now I'm expecting that price from this level is going to come into this bigger picture here as a resistance, and then I'll be looking for a sell at 70k. Okay, that was my plan. But you can see that the trade was developing into a buy down to this 70k, and then I decided to take it from here, right? And this was exactly how it actually played out. Let me take the replay button. You can see it took a while, almost a month plus, to play out, right? Simple. And then we had our take profit here, this 70k here now, right? Look at the trade actually played out very, very well. Wonderful. I'm going to show you everything on my Telegram. I call the trade live on my Telegram. And the link to my Telegram is actually in the description. Okay, just click the link to join my Telegram so you can start taking these trades, so that you can start learning this simple support and resistance strategy that works, because everything works. It's just simple. Just two lines. That's all you need to start making money. You don't need any complicated thing to start making money. The more complicated you make your strategy, the more difficult it is for you to consistently keep trading it, right? The more reasons you want to give to yourself as to why something has to work out or not, the more complicated it becomes for you. Because at the end of the day, you're going to win some and lose some, right? But if you start giving yourself a lot of reasons as to why a trade will work out, and if it doesn't work out, you're going to suffer a lot of more mental pain. But when you just look at the chart, you draw two lines. It's just a simple way of just, taking a trade. If you have a strategy and you cannot explain your strategy to even a child, this is how to trade. If even a child cannot understand your strategy, then it is a little bit difficult. Or if you cannot explain your strategy within 20 seconds or 20 to 1 minute, just 20 seconds, if you cannot just explain your strategy, how it works, right, that means it is complicated. So you need to learn how to start simplifying your strategy. So I'm going to take all of this out now, right? Um, so that we can look at where we currently are right now. And I've also plugged in what I expect from Bitcoin right now. So I'm going to take all of this out. We got this trade perfectly well. And I'm also going to show you my win streak using the same support and resistance on the Forex pairs. Okay? Um, this is it now, right? So you can see now on the weekly time frame, right? It was actually from the weekly. This is a weekly level, and then I come to the daily for execution. So this is what we have here now on the daily. This is exactly where Bitcoin is. So when Bitcoin was at 72k, I plugged it in on my Telegram. Let me show it to you here. My Telegram channel. This was exactly what I said about Bitcoin. You can see it clearly when Bitcoin was at about 71k ish. I said once Bitcoin starts getting back in the range, I'll be looking to take a sell into the midpoint. So I'm targeting the middle point of this trade now. You can see it's just simple support and resistance, and I actually usually just outline it with a 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern. So it's usually at the number 4 I tend to take the trade. Okay, so I'm just targeting what number 4. You see, just two lines, nothing complicated. And now where is Bitcoin right now? You can see that we've started getting back in the range. So right now I'll be looking for a trigger point to get into this trade. Very, very, very simple to replicate. Okay, there's nothing is difficult about that. So just check the link in my description to join my Telegram channel so that you can start learning this simple strategy. Okay, I've had a lot of people that have actually given testimony about how their trades have actually changed using just the simple support and resistance strategy. So let's just continue. Right now you can see in my Bitcoin trade now, I just expect us to get a trigger point at this place. Then I'll be looking for a sell somewhere at around here, right? And then I'll be targeting the midpoint. So since it's a swing trade, I'm going to be targeting like a more like a one-to-one risk to reward ratio, somewhere around here, right? And then if the trade starts, let's say we get something like this, right? A retest here, and then it starts doing something like this, and then we break back out of the range, get a retest here. We'll be looking to cut the trade here for somewhere at about a break even. So that is the main reason why a one-to-one risk to reward is very important. So that if the trade is not going well, because you're not going to get all the trades right, no matter how right you think something is going to play out, right, you can still be wrong. That is why your risk management is actually very important. So you can actually see it once if we start reclaiming here. I'm just gonna cut the trade, and then my idea is now invalidated. It means I'm wrong, right? And okay to be wrong. So that's something about trading is you're not trading to be right or wrong. You're here to make money, right? So what you need to do is manage your risk. When you're right, bam, you make a lot of money, and when you're wrong, you tend to want to cut your losses short, right? Very simple. So now let's get into the trades I actually took, right? I actually plugged them in my Telegram channel. I'm still gonna go into my Telegram channel. Everything is just live. Like I posted everything live. You can actually see. Let me take you back. You can see in my weekly review, this one here, we had three trades, which was called live, and which was actually three wins in a row. I'm gonna take you back to those trades. Uh, okay. You can see the first one here, right? My first trade of the week is supposed to be NZ New Zealand card, but for some reason I missed the trade due to trade this morning, right? I was busy with other stuff. So this was the trade, right? You can see this was the entry 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern, right? I didn't get an entry here. The trigger is actually subjective. I usually just focus on candle confirmation for my trigger. So the trigger is usually just subjective, but the more you continuously get used to it, you start learning and understanding your own trigger. So this was my first trigger here, which I missed, right? The first trigger, and then I said something about I'm looking for to re-enter it again when if we get a retest of that resistance level, and then here, bam, we got another retest. We took the trade, right, to the midpoint. Simple, just 1, 2, 3, 4. Another trade again. You can see I was actually looking for this number 4 here, right? If you start getting back inside, I'm going to take the trade. We got back inside, right? But I was actually asleep when this trade actually, so I missed this. So it was actually even it went into profits, but I missed the trade. So that aside, this was another trade, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, just support and resistance. Bam, right? Sometimes you can even leave the trade to even, but it's just a one-to-one risk to reward, right? Once it gets to your risk to reward, you get out, right? But as you consistently get used to the support and resistance level, sometimes you, due to your subjective intuitions and what you've seen played out over and over again, you can sometimes decide to allow the trade even go higher, right? That is what it means to, make more on your winners as well. But for a beginner, it's good to just trade subjective, whereby you just put your take profits here and your stop loss in a one-to-one risk to reward ratio, and you're targeting the midpoint. That's the two, right? Then the third one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, just support and resistance level. All you need to do is learn how to recognize your support and resistance level. Once you've been able to learn how to define your support and resistance level, then you're fine. You're making money now, right? So this was the third trade, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. You can see that I don't need any liquidity, order block, fair value, blah blah blah, uh, candlestick, this and that, like all of those stuff, bat harmonics pattern, and those mathematical patterns that make you look as if your trading is very difficult, but it's not. What usually make trading difficult is not even your strategy. You need to simplify your strategy. Strategy is not going to should never be your problem, right? The things that actually make trading very difficult is the waiting for your strategy to develop. So a lot of people lack patience, right? So when in times of waiting for their strategy to develop, They tend to do a lot of crazy shit, like take trades that are outside of their system, right? And then they just lack the patience. So strategy shouldn't be your problem, right? Is to start battling that trading psychology whereby you allow your winners on, your losers on, right? And then the patience. A lot of people don't haven't gotten used to the idea, or they haven't come to the realization that it's okay to be wrong. I think that's one of the most difficult things to explain to people, that you can be wrong in trading and it's fine, right? When you have winners in a row, or you have two losers in a row, it's okay. But a lot of people, they don't understand the fact that yes, it's okay to be wrong. Okay, that's why they go around hopping from one strategy to another. If they win the first trade or they lose two trades, they think that the strategy is what is wrong, or there's a problem with the strategy. Then before you know it, they're already hopping into another strategy. No. So you see, the reason why trading is 90 to 80% psychology is because of all of that. The problem is usually not the strategy. The problem is based on your psychology, your patience, and your discipline. Okay, so Rika, we actually got this one right. We ended the week with three winners in a row. Then we actually got another trade here, right? You can see AUDCHF signal. I took this one in the night. Normally, I don't take trades in the nights when I'm asleep, because mentally I have my trading times. So mistakes are okay as long as you don't make them. So this was the trade I called. Let me take you back to when I actually gave this BTC trade. You can see it, right? This was when we took the profit at 70k BEM. So this was the signal here. You can see September 11th was when I gave this signal. Look at it. You can see BTC buy signal here, right? Entry at 56k. I took a little bit of profit. I think one third of the top profits here at 3%, the midpoint of this inside support and resistance level. And then what did I say? Taking profit at 59 Cs, which was the midpoint of this inside support and resistance level. And then the main take profit was at 70k here, right, which we eventually got, right? And then I said I was going to be explaining why, right, which I eventually did. Okay, so you can see that it's just support and resistance. We got that trade right. So let me take you back here, right? This was the trade. We got it right, 70k, another successful win. And this even gave us a higher risk to reward because it's an inside support and resistance level. And I was actually looking at the bigger picture. That was why I actually had a higher risk to reward ratio in this trade. Just support and resistance level. Just support and resistance. You don't need to be trading any other thing else. Right? This was the one I took when I was asleep in the night. And then I woke up, I think, very early. You can see the time I actually woke up to to close the trade at around 7. I'm usually in the chart at around 12 p.m. or 11 when my head is already mentally clear. Then I just woke up around 7 to close the trade at break even. Can you imagine? So like there are some mistakes that can actually happen, and it's not usually going to be from the strategy but from you personally. So that's why you need to learn yourself. You need to understand. You need to have your trading hours where you know that yes, you're mentally clear. You're right on track with the chart. Not that you'll be taking trade in the night when you're already mentally exhausted. You'll be prone to make mistakes just like I did here. You can see that that trade eventually was in profit, right? But I closed it too early. Then, then this was my new Bitcoin. What do you call it? This was the next trade I'm planning on taking on Bitcoin. You can see it here, right? And now we already started breaking back inside, so I'm just looking for that trigger to go short. Okay, very simple. And then we took my alert got triggered. I was actually in a class, my mentorship class, with one of my students, right? And then my alert got triggered. I wasn't able to take this trade, right? It was a bread and butter setup. One, two, three, four. Just support and resistance, right? Bam, I didn't take it. But I was waiting for a re-entry so that I can take it, but I didn't get the re-entry. The trade actually was in profit. You can actually see, right? Everything here plugged right live. There's no need to be overcomplicating your strategy when it comes to trading. Trading can make you a lot of money as long as you understand that your strategy is not usually the problem. The problem will actually always come from your psychology and your understanding of how you work, your anger issues, your patience, and all of that. Okay. So I just thought I'd just make this video to help you understand how simplifying your trading can actually help you become very, very profitable. If you're actually looking to start trading, just make sure you click the link in my bio to join my Telegram channel where I'll be posting most of these signals for free, right? And also, you can click on the Telegram. Once you join the Telegram channel, you can actually send me a private DM if you want me to start teaching you how to trade this simple support and resistance strategy. Okay, I'm going to coach you, I'm going to teach you everything. It's not even going to take you that long to start becoming profitable. I have a lot of people already that I'm already teaching, and they're already beginning to see that yes, wow, it's actually very, very profitable to keep things simple. It will even help you focus more on the things that are more difficult, like the patience and the discipline. Okay, adding strategy to your problem is not just nice. All right. So don't forget to like this video, please. Like this video. I'm talking to you. Yes, like this video and also share it if possible with any of your friends that is struggling with strategy development. Okay. And don't forget to follow me if you enjoy content like this to continuously keep seeing them. Okay. Turn on the post notification so that whenever I post any other video, you're going to get notified and then you're going to watch it. Okay. All right, I'm going to see you in my Telegram channel, right? And don't forget to click it right now, okay, to join my Telegram channel, and I'll see you in the next. Bye.